Hey y'all, welcome back. This is Michelle from Michelle's Empty Nest, and today I am doing another Mix It Up Monday YouTube hop, and we are using this sketch, which was created by Kimberly from I'd Rather Be Scrapbooking. So that's what the sketch looks like, and we'll all be using the same one. And the premise of this is that then you mix it up and make it your own. It may be with mixed media or using stitching or some other way of texture or dimension, whatever you can think of that kind of makes it your own interpretation of the sketch. So I have a photo of my husband and I from about a month ago. And the green is throwing me a little bit because I don't really have many collections that have that green, that it's kind of his shirt stripe and the grass is kind of the same color. And I'm not sure I'm going to be able to make it work with what I've pulled out, but we'll see. If I have to just trash it all and start over, I will. I'm kind of winging it today. I'm going to use just a piece of Basil Avalanche cardstock. It's the one that has kind of like the grass cloth texture to it. And then I have the Crepe Paper Fresh Bouquet line, which has none of this shade of green, which is what my concern is. But I don't know. We're gonna see. And then I have this 12 by 12 stencil that I have not used yet. It is from the Crafters Workshop. Yeah, the craftersworkshop.com. And the only other identification it has on it is the number 237. So I'm not sure if that's how you would go about looking it up. If you like this stencil, I'll see if I can find it and link it below. I honestly don't remember how long I've had it, but I like it and I wanted to use it today. And my thought was that would kind of be my interpretation of this buffalo plaid or gingham that's on the background. This is like a looser grid interpretation, so that's what I'm going to do with that. I do have the stamp from this collection as well, and I'm planning to use Nouveau Embellishment Mousse. This is in the color Mother of Pearl to put through my stencil. So, because it kind of goes well with this collection. The tone is good with a lot of the different embellishments and things. So that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to go ahead and put you on fast forward and we'll get this one put together. So let's do it. Okay, I have gone ahead and pulled out my glass mat and I'm using some mint tape to hold down the stencil. And I'm using this very dried out embellishment mousse, Nouveau embellishment mousse. It just came out in little clumps, but I managed to squeeze it through the stencil. You know, it worked out okay in the end, and I do cut out some of this. I don't make you watch me go through this whole stenciling process with these little clumps of mousse, but I get it finished up there, and then once I do, I take my stencil straight to the sink and put it in some warm soapy water to get that embellishment mousse off. But I do like how it turned out, and I did allow it to air dry, and there it is. There's some nice mother of pearl shimmer to it, and I try to let these kind of products air dry whenever possible. And I definitely wanted to do it with so much spread across the whole background. I didn't want to have to try to dry all that with my heat gun. And if you hear a little bell, it's my Yorkie. She's in my lap. The weather's bad here again. And so she's a little scared and sitting in my lap while I record this voiceover. So you saw me go through the papers, and I decided to just focus on green in general instead of green, a specific green. What I end up using kind of works okay with the green in the photos. I mean, I like it once I'm finished, but it took me a while to get there. So I am making a couple of mats. If you're new to my channel, I do like to mat my photos, and I do typically distress the edges of any of the paper pieces that I work with. So I had just kind of adhered that photo lightly to that green piece of paper there, the dark green. because I knew I would come back in and add a layer of foam. And it's just like craft foam, fun foam that's got sticky on one side. And then I use my Barely Arts precision glue to adhere the other side down. So I'm also going to distress this piece of paper, the lighter green, and put a layer of foam in between that. I have chunky layouts. Some of my layouts are many layers deep and they fill up my albums quickly, but it's what I like. I enjoy doing it. I like how it looks. I like how it feels. And it's just what makes me happy when I'm working on a scrapbooking layout. So I do have a lot of dimension. This layout probably ended up being about 5 layers thick by the time I finished with the puffy stickers. But I don't mind. So then I decided I would try out the frames and these flowers. They're wood veneer, and then one side of them is coated in a metallic. It's kind of like a pewter color, maybe. I don't know. It's a strange color. It's pretty, but I've just never been able to figure out a way to use them. So I decided I'd open them up and try them. And I start off with it on the wood veneer side. Later on, I'm going to turn it over to the shiny side, the metallic. But I couldn't get it to work. The flower pieces, there were 2 flower pieces. They were just too large for the other things that I was trying to do. And so I just scratched the frame as well. I thought about fussy cutting. There they are. They're just a little too large. It's too much of a good thing there. I thought about fussy cutting some more of those yellow flowers out of that paper there. But I decided I really didn't want to have that many yellow flowers. I was still trying to stick with the greens and then kind of some more of like the creams and whites. So I scratched the fussy cutting idea, and I scratched these wood veneer pieces here shortly as well. And I've got lots of thinking fingers going on in this this video too. So I think here in a minute I come back. Yeah, so I've adhered my photo down, and I know I'm leaving that flower right there because it's covering up the boo-boo that I made worse earlier by trying to scratch it off of the photo. So those pieces are going to stay where they are, and I'm just adding some foam squares I don't like things to be like caved in or not sticking up, so I like to use a good bit of foam squares. And then I thought I would try to stay true to the sketch and use this forever as my title piece. It kind of, mimicked what was going on in the sketch. And I just felt like it needed something behind it, and I just couldn't find anything, and I didn't really want to pull out anything else. I wanted to stick with this collection, and so I struggled with that for just a little bit. I walked away, and when I came back, I forgot to turn my camera back on, so I had already adhered down. I kind of decided that this was what I was going with. Once I came back, I got a little bit of a fresh perspective and decided that I would bring in these black and white puffy stickers as well. So everything's a puffy sticker except for this piece right here, the clear acetate that I'm going to put down there. And I just thought it kind of helped to fill in that space and give a little bit more, of that, just the horizontal flowers like the sketch had. Still trying to work that forever in. It's just not going to work. I do put that little greenish flower there. On the sketch, there was a couple of little banner flags or something over there. Well, I didn't have any of that, so I just wanted to use another little small floral. Sorry for the headshot there. And so here is where I kind of pulled the sketch back over and thought, what do I need to do here to get this finished up? So I give up on the little acetate forever, and I decide to go get some thickers out and just spell it out with thickers. The forever was fine. I didn't really know what I wanted my title to be, but forever was fine. This was just a picture of us when we were out and about one day. So I lay it out this way. I didn't have an O, so I was going to have to use a Q and cut it off, but that was fine. And it still just looked odd to me stuck out there. It was not really pleasing to my eye, so I decided to run it this way vertically up beside my photo. So I'm going to use some more liquid adhesive because these are not very sticky in the first place. They're older, and then they're also going over that lumpy bumpy mixed media. So I do glue those down. Then I come in with some black India ink. I use the Dr. P.H. Martin's and just add a few little black splatters just to finish it off. And then I'm going to add my date stamp. I just went with today's date. This photo was about a month ago, but today's date's close enough. And then once I add my date stamp, that finishes me up for the day, and I'll be back here to talk to you in just a second. Okay, I'm going to call it done right here. It was a little bit of a rough and bumpy road, but we made it. We got to the end, and I am satisfied. I do like how the end product turned out. I can pretty much guarantee you that I will have cut out a lot of the hemming and hawing back and forth about choosing different colors of embellishments and just not being pleased with it, different placements. The video would be way too long if I left in all that I went through to get to this. Even though this looks like a fairly simple end product, it took me a little bit. I don't know if it was the colors with the collection, if the sketch just kind of threw me for a loop. I'm not sure. It's a beautiful sketch, but something about this combination was tough for me. So yeah, it took a little bit, but you know, we grow from being challenged, and that's always a good thing. So I've got kind of this center portion here that's very similar to the sketch, and I like my looser interpretation of the buffalo plaid with my stenciling in the background. My little cluster at the top ended up over here. My title ended up sideways, but I did kind of get that horizontal band of flowers, even though it didn't span all the way across. This just is what felt right here, and what was more pleasing to my eye for what I was working with. And then I did end up with those black India ink splatters. So that is going to do it. And I so appreciate you stopping by today and spending some time with me. It means more to me than you will ever know. Don't forget to check the links down below for the other people who are participating today and show them some love as well. If you enjoyed the video, I would love a thumbs up down below. It really helps my channel out, helps others find my channel. And if you have not already subscribed, I would love for you to do that as well. There will be some close-ups at the end and over on Instagram. Please follow me there if you're not already. There are things that I share over there that never make it to YouTube. And until I see you in the next video, take care of yourself, do something good for yourself, and I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.